strum patterns. Basically, if you take a measure and say it's in 4/4 time, there's 4 beats in that measure. So you could strum on 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could strum on 1 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could strum on 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could strum on like 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could strum on 1 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Okay, so there's a lot of different possibilities. Then if we take that 4-beat measure and divide it up into 8 sections, 8 little sort of pieces of time, then we would be playing eighth notes. So we would divide that measure up. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we end up with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 8 sort of slots to put a strum in. We could then divide it up into 16th notes. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Then we have 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So 16 slots. So as we keep adding more slots into that measure, there's a lot more places to put a strum. Okay, so 4, just right on the beats, right on the numbers that we're counting. You have how many different options? You could play 1, you could strum on 1, you could strum on 2, you could strum on 3, and you could strum on 4. You could strum on 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4. You could strum on 2 and 3. You could strum on 2 and 4. You could strum on 3 and 4. You could strum on all 4 of them. 11 options? That doesn't sound right. I'm sure there's some mathematical formula to figure out. But my point being, there's, I don't know. I want to say there's 12 different options, but I could be wrong. But not a ton. Okay. Then if we divide it up into eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, now there's, right off the bat, you can strum on 1, you could strum on the and after 1, you could strum on the 2, you could strum on the and after 2, and this is just one strum per measure. You could strum on the 3, the and after 3, the 4, the and after 4. So right off the bat, there's 8, just with one strum. Okay, so you could strum 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Or you could strum on the and after 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Or the 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And on and on. So right just with one strum, there's already 8. So there's a lot more options. Then with 16, there's even more. And with 16, you can strum once in any of those slots. You can strum any two of the slots, any 3 of the slots, any 4 of the slots, any 5 of them, any 6 of them, any 7, any 8, all the way up to 16. So again, there must be some mathematical, I know that there is a mathematical, some way to add everything up easily with just numbers without having to actually figure out each one, just to find out how many there are. And the 16, there's a lot. Actually, you know what? Nah, I was going to say, like, I'll look it up and figure it out, but trust me, 16 options, there's a lot. 4, not a ton. 8, there's a good little handful. Okay, so let's work with the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so a fun way to do this is to take some paper and what I did was I tore it up into 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one looked like there was 2 pieces, and I couldn't figure out why, because I know I tore it up into 8. Okay, so I'm going to write on each of these. Excuse me. So I put 1. I put and after 1. I'm putting 2. I'm putting and after 2. I'm putting 3. I'm putting and after 3. Okay, so just so you know what that looks like, the and is like a plus sign. Okay, so it's and after 3. I'm putting 4 and after 4. Okay, so these are all the possible places to put a strum in the 8th note, 1 and 2 and kind of situation. Okay, so I'm going to put these into a little bag, well, a big gigantic bag, big huge orange amplifiers. See, everything around here is music related. Okay, so I'm just putting these into the bag and kind of shake them around. Okay, so I reach in and I'm going to pull out, let's say 2 of them. Okay, so I pulled out 2. Okay, and I got the 2 and I got the and after 3. So now what I'm going to do is just set this over here so I can look at it. Okay, so I'm going to strum twice in each measure, and I'm going to strum on the 2 and after 3. Okay, so I'm just taking a chord F. Okay, and I'm going to strum on 2 and after 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. I lost count. I was getting all into it and then totally lost count. But so you get the idea. Okay. So now let's say we want to strum, let's say 3 strums. Okay, so I'm going to pull out 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I got the 2, I got the 3, and I got the and after 3 again. So 2, 3, and the and after 3. Okay, so now it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and, no, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I lost count again. But you get the idea. Okay? So this is just a fun little way to try different strum patterns. Okay, so let's see. How about 4? 1, 2, 3. I keep getting the same one. Okay, so we have, this is kind of a weird one. We have the and after 1, so 1 and, the and after 2, 2 and then 3 and 4. Okay, so that's kind of weird. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2. See, I do much better with it if I'm not trying to count out loud, because then I'm trying to count out loud and trying to strum on the right things, and I get confused. Okay, so that was a little strum with 4. So you could do this now, like a little game, and pull out different strum patterns. Try it with 1 strum. So pull out 1 piece of paper. Try it with 2. Pull out 2 pieces of paper. Try it with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 doesn't really work. Okay, it's still a good strum pattern, but if you pull out 8 pieces of paper, every single time it's the same 8 pieces, because that's all you have. So you end up with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and every single time, because that's all you have. 7 though, you could pull out different 7 different pieces and get 7 different strums, different strum patterns. So hopefully this is a fun little exercise that you can do, and the whole point of it is that if you can strum every single different combination of 1 strum per measure, of 2 strums per measure, of 3 strums, of 4 strums, of 5 strums, of 6 strums, of 7 strums, and of 8 strums, because that's still a good strum pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, that's still a perfectly good strum pattern. But if you can do all of those different combinations whenever you feel like it, then when you're playing, excuse me, then when you're playing, you can pull out those strum patterns sort of from your brain and play them. You've already practiced them, you've already worked on them, you can already do them. So it's a good exercise to do. It's a hopefully fun little thing to do. And that's it. So hopefully that helps. And then of course you can take the strum pattern and make it into, use it in a song. So let's say the strum pattern I'm going to play is so pretty easy. What I try to do with the strums is the downs are the numbers and the ups are the ands. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I'm going to do, say, just ands, okay, I could definitely go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but I like to do it on ups. It just, in my brain, it helps to kind of keep everything organized. So if I'm going to do ups and I go 1 and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm strumming up on the ands. It just helps keep everything organized. So the downs are always the numbers, the ups are always the ands. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Simple. So again, hopefully this is helpful and hopefully it's kind of fun.